And it doesn't matter if you're just a little bit stumbling, falling down halfway, passed out, unconscious. No. All they care is they smell the odor of either marijuana, the faintest smell of alcohol, or they'll charge you now with a third-degree felony. Minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison.
Your Honor, this is his aunt. The grandparents are outside, but she has a young toddler, so the grandparents are watching the toddler, but she knows the situation. She's, you know.
Hi, how you doing?
Thank you for coming.
Come on in. So I've explained to the judge his current situation with him living with the grandparents in Victoria and how you guys are supporting him. We have this time served deal that the judge is considering so that, you know, we can wrap up this case so that he can move back home, work for the family, go to school, everything that we talked about.
Yes.
He just always wants to make sure that as a young person, he has support. He knows exactly what's facing him before we do anything that he can never get back. So this plea that he wants to do, it's got its pros and cons that we talked about. So that's why the judge asked me to bring you here so that if you have anything to add or anything, so that he can consider it, so that he can make up his mind whether or not he's going to let Diego take the time served deal. Okay.
Please, just tell me about, would he be approved for the PTI program?
He's already been approved for that, Judge. It's a 1-3. I've talked to him at length about that. It's just something that he and his family does not feel that they can accomplish with all the.
Because he can't stay clean.
I mean, Judge, I mean,
That's it.
they have some financial difficulties. So anyways,
Money is of no difference. I could care less about the money. When you take,
well, on a PTI program, Judge, I know you don't on defers and stuff like that, but on PTI, there's not a lot of wiggle room besides the $300 DA fee. I mean, that's about it. In terms of the machine, in terms of monthly, they're pretty rigid by that. So I know you feel differently and your deferred is, but PTI is just.
that's complete.
I mean, PTI is just a hard rock, Judge, especially for economical reasons. Anyway.
Back when I was staff divisions too, like I could tell. Just like good long, I was not here it is now, these, yeah, I agree.
I've barked up that tree many times, Judge.
Here's the thing. You're going to pay for this one way or the other. It's whether you either get this case dismissed and go through this program, or whether you take a conviction and then end up with all these surcharges from DPS, end up with a license suspension, have to pay DPS for all these other fines and fees, not to mention your insurance skyrocketing because of this DWI. Insurance rates now are absolutely bonkers because of how insurance companies are molesting us now as it is. It doesn't get better when you plead to a DWI and it goes on your record. It'll get 3 times, 4 times as worse. You're going to pay for it one way or the other. When you take a half-ass approach to something in life, you will get a half-ass result. There is a program now that you are approved to be in to get this case dismissed. All you have to do are 3 little things: a little community service, a little class, and most importantly, stay clean. That's all you got to do. And if you can do it for even 6 months, they will dismiss this case. By pleading guilty to this case, it will go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. It's even there after you die. And you will pay for it. I promise you. It may not be tomorrow. It may not be next week, but maybe 10 years, 15 years. You know what? Why didn't I take that class to get this thing dismissed? Oh, you're going to pay for it one way or the other. You are old enough now to make your own choices. I mean, you're what? How old is he? 18?
17.
17
in June.
Judge, I also want to correct myself. I've had him mixed up with another young client. He does need to provide mitigation information. So he's not 100% ready and approved.
Is this, what does he have now? Is it a Is it an accident?
Marijuana, it's a.
It's a THC.
Yes, so that was a qualification.
Got it.
So I
But I mean, the odds of getting in are,
I don't want to speak for anyone, but I would assume.
I don't want you to make a decision now. But the decision you make will have lifelong consequences. And the problem is, there's only one problem, is staying clean. If I test you now, what are you going to test for? I don't want you to answer. But I think you and I both know. And it's been like this since day one. It has never stopped.
Judge, I think he's got a couple of negative tests, if I remember correctly, like the last time you were here, right? I mean, he's got some negative tests and we can verify that. I mean, the last time he was here, you went down, it was negative, right?
December 12th, we had a negative, and then a no-show on January 27th.
And that's when he actually moved back to Victoria and he's back here. I mean, if you want him to think about it more time, that's great. But the problem is, Judge, he is 3 hours. The family had a hard time getting him here just this morning. So if possible, and he decides again to go down the time served, we'd really like to get it done today because that way it's just easy for them not having to come back. And that's part of the issue, Judge.
You are the master of your own domain. I'm telling you, it's the dumbest decision that you'll make now regarding your life. Because once you end up with that conviction, it will be very difficult to get a job. You will have to explain it on every single application that you apply for anything. Job, apartment, school, to get a license, to get insurance, every single application that you will apply for whatever it is in this life, you will have to sit and explain for this, and it's going to close a lot of doors. I'm telling you now that it is not a wise decision to do. I'm telling you not to do this, but if you want to, far be it from me to stand in your way. But I'm telling you, it's not a good decision.
Judge,
You guys go talk and see what you want to do.
The family-
I will give you more time if you need more time.
Absolutely.
Really. I think that you should get into this program to try to get this case dismissed. That's it. But you guys tell me what you want to do. John, if you want to do the time served, you've got my blessing. But
It's never me, Judge. I just want to make sure the family and he understands every single word that you just echoed that I
and so much that if you go, we can allow you to report via Zoom so you don't have to come back. But you can't use. You can't smoke weed. You can't use alcohol.
But I'll also leave the operable too, to go with that, very direct to you. I'll leave that operable.
I got it, Judge. But I mean, it's
You make the decision.
probation. It's on, Judge.
Right, Jim? Yeah.
Judge, I have Christopher Vera for a plea.
There you last time, Judge.
I'm going to test him now. I'm going to test you now. The only thing I'm asking you to do is don't smoke marijuana. That's it. Do you understand?
Sir.
You don't have a license or insurance because you need both. Then don't drive as well. Don't use alcohol. That's all I'm asking you to do. I'm not asking you to split the atom or do anything funky. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm sending you for a test now. So all's clear. I'm doing backflips. I'll be very happy. You test positive. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Okay. Well, anyways, Judge, I mean, can we just get a reset till at least tomorrow or something?
I'm sending you for a test now. We'll give you a normal reset.
Okay.
If it's dirty, I don't know what we're going to
And
do.
we'll bring them back or whatever. I got you, Judge. All
All
right.
right.
Okay.
Do you still have STAM device?
Good morning, guys. Thank you so much for coming. Mr. Vera here is charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. You've worked out an agreement. They're offering you 30 days in jail with credit for the 3 days that you've done. Hey, give me one second. You need to understand that this is going to go on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. What happens the next time?
It gets worse. I'll be in jail for a long time.
No, not Jane.
What prison?
And it doesn't matter if you're just a little bit stumbling, falling down halfway, passed out, unconscious. No, all they care is they smell the odor of either marijuana, the faintest smell of alcohol. They will charge you now with a 3rd-degree felony, minimum 2 years in prison, a maximum of 10 years in prison. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So even if you've had a sip of alcohol, I wouldn't get into a car because you will get hosed. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on your behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. Once you plead guilty, it will stay on your record. It will be there for the rest of your life. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Is this what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
How do you plead to the offense? Guilty or not guilty?
Guilty.
I'm going to find you guilty. Be careful, because now he's got 2. He takes your car, gets into an accident, could be very well on you guys now. So got to be careful. Don't drive without insurance, because you get into an accident. Lord help us. I am going to suspend your ability to drive for 2 years. Do not drive until you get a license. I am also, one more thing, your lawyer is asking me to waive your DPS surcharges. That's a $6,000 fee that I'm waiving for you now.
Thank you, sir.
The only thing I'm going to ask you is don't kill someone. I don't give a rat's behind if you want to go get lit. Don't kill someone. For $50, you can take an Uber. It will take you wherever you want to go in this life. Don't kill someone. All right, good luck.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Judge.
guys. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
He's going into custody.
Go ahead, Justice.
You can run it, CC. All right, coming up, Mr. Pierce.
Yes, sir.
Come on up. How are you?
Pretty good.
So your lawyer, I'm bringing you out now. You are charged with criminal mischief, right?
Yes, sir.
There's a question about whether there's probable cause to go forward with the case. We're going to do that right now.
Yes, sir.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay?
On March 9th, 2025, Officer Davis Hunt, the 6615 Conley Street in Houston, Texas, in Harris County, regarding a criminal mischief investigation. The complainant and the complainant's wife had known the defendant for around 20 years. The complainant heard a loud crash outside and believed that it was the defendant because the defendant broke into the complainant's car the day before. The complainant went outside and saw the defendant riding his bike on the street and observed his front window to be broken and a large rock the size of a baseball found inside. The defendant told the complainant that he was going to get gasoline and set the house on fire. And the defendant was identified by his Texas driver's license. The officer searched the area for the defendant and observed the defendant near his listed address and placed him in handcuffs. The defendant told the officer that
You just put him in handcuffs. Yeah, let me just put him in handcuffs. He's riding his bike while black. Any kind of evidence to show that he did it?
Your Honor, the defendant identified him as retaining him as they were further in the investigation.
He didn't see him do it. No?
They did not observe him doing it.
No. All right. I'm going to find no probable cause in your case, sir. Okay?
Thanks, Judge.
Mr. Pierce.
This gets dismissed. He's still up. No.
Mr. Pierce.
Sir,
No, just be careful, man. Life's too short to spend it in a 6-month.
95-year-old mother I take care of, right? My brother just got shot. My grandmother passed. Man, I've been doing everything right. I changed my life.
Probable cause. But you still got the felony case that's holding you upstairs, so I can't get you out today. You don't have a case going us with 4,
They
going
did,
forward with
yeah.
us, but
They say my bond was 500, right? I can post bond.
You just got your case dismissed. You have no bond on this
Oh.
one at all. So now
They
you
get
just
out.
have the felony. You just have the felony. This one's no PC cost. Okay?
Mr. Morrison, you're going to get out today
Yes, sir.
because you've made bond on your felony case,
Thank you.
and I found no PC on this case today.
Thank you.
But stay in touch with your lawyer and be good.